What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 47 of my Total Warhammer 3 Boris Ursus and Urognes Zanaviev campaign. So as we saw last time, the forces sieging the gates of Tzar led by Greece's Goldtooth were destroyed by Urogne the Degreaser. That's gotta be one of the titles added to his list of great names, or big names, or whatever, that he should get. Too bad he can't get a special ability to give other types of units names, because Urogne deserves them. Anyway, these remaining forces should be destroyed quite easily, although I do expect them to just simply run away next turn, and we will then turn towards, once again, the orcs. Hopefully we can deal with them now without having to go back and deal with anything else up here. It really depends on how quickly Greasus decides to build new forces, but he is pretty weak. It looks like he's gotten basically destroyed. He's lost the Firemouth, he doesn't have Karakazorn. How many territories does he even have? He currently has 4 settlements, and wow, he still doesn't want to peace out. Just lost both your armies, only 4 settlements, and it looks like they were all in this location here. Yeah, so it looks like we might be able to destroy the orcs and the ogres together, which sounds pretty damn nice to me. Otherwise, Boris is moving towards the destruction of the Bearsunling, which should also happen within the next few turns, so it looks like we are going to drop down in the number of enemies that currently remain to deal with. Also, wait, Tower of Torment. Oracles of Tzeentch. Oh man, I don't like the fact that the Oracles of Tzeentch are near us because, well, they might start trading our settlements. I do wonder if you're at war with... he's at least at war with Khorne, but he is allied with Nurgle, which is a concern for us, I guess. Alrighty, well, regardless, we do have something to do at the very start of this episode, which is fight this little Mahal Crimson Reaper army. Whether we need to do this cinematically is an interesting question. I think we do, mostly because I feel like it'll be a interesting battle. Plus, we can see the little Groms fire together with the great cannons, so that should be pretty fun. Let's get you some stuff, shall we? You have Guardian Call maxed out. You can't be immortal yet, at least not for another turn. We have Firing Drills maxed out. Now that you have little Groms, you should probably make some use of that, though we are going to get a bunch of Zargard in your army. That will be happening later. Is this worth it? I mean, 20% extra ammunition for little Groms is nice, but we haven't really been running out of ammunition on them thus far. I don't think it's ever happened, so perhaps not necessary at the current time. Let's go Heart of Winter maxed out. Let's get Magical Reserves and then go for Earthing and Arcane Conduit, possibly some Crystal Sanctuary later. Then you are also going to need some levels, and you know what? If we're going to have a real fight with you, I think it's time to actually give these guys some items. You don't have the Warbear yet. Let's go Replenish Troops, max that out. We can't wait. Healer's at rank 20. Yeah, alright. You then. Well, let's start with you. What do we got in terms of ancillaries first? Ooh, we could give you some standards. Like, What do you currently have? Okay, Vodka Distiller, keep the Valet, Tax Collector, not necessary. Bailiff, not necessary. Step Shepherd, not necessary. Kislev Kossar, keep that. Alrighty, now, is there anything here that would be quite useful for you? Veteran Warrior could have actually been useful before, but currently not so much. Tax Collector, man, look at all these Tax Collectors we have and can't use. Servant might actually be fairly useful, so that you don't get annoyed by other armies. Seduce enemies and corruption, casualties captured post-battle, Nomad Riding Master, Knight Squire is going to be useful. In fact, I'm going to put this on you now, even though it's not... it's not something that you can use currently. Are you able to use Hedge Wizard? No, only your followers are. And then you have Bailiffs, Atman Administrator, Construction Time for Buildings, Akshina Enforcement for Line of Sight, but we can do that on Heroes. I think then... Oh, we have another Banner of Eternal Flame. Oh, wow. Wait, can you use more than one of the same type of banner? No. I wish you could. I mean, I guess if that's the case, we could give you one. The only issue with this is... Who would we put this on? And I'm thinking we should probably give Urogne one as well. But then again, Urogne's forces, do they really need fire? Maybe. Maybe. Banner of Swiftness, Speed, Strider. We could give you Lichbone Pennant. Wait. You're telling me the Ice Witch doesn't have magical attacks? The Ice Witch, with the magical Ice Dagger, does not automatically have magical attacks. That's what you're telling me right now, game. Okay, sure. I definitely believe you. War Banner, that's on Urogne. Vanguard Deployment, nobody here really needs that. Man, I'm tempted to just give you Lichbone Pennant for the magical attacks, but we probably wouldn't want to be getting you into combat directly anyway. And the extra leadership doesn't really benefit us that much either. Yeah, I'm not big on most of these. Alrighty, you know what? Let's just give you... Wait, did we give you the Akshina Informant? Yeah, let's just give you the Akshina Informant then. For now, and then we probably will switch it up to the recruiting unit later on. Alright, there you go. Enjoy that. Then we gotta go for items. Let's take away all of these, and let's do something better for you. Giant's Blade. No, definitely Sword of Bloodshed over there. Ooh, wow. You really need melee defense, don't you? We're not gonna give you a Talisman of Preservation, but Frost Shard Armor is garbage, so probably pointless. We could actually just destroy these two to try to get something better. In fact, wait, what do we have in terms of green armor? Oh, we have a Trickster's Helm. Wait, what's Urogny using currently? Urogny, where are you, buddy? Got what he's using. Man, you know what we can do? We can check him here. You are currently using... Oh, you're using the Worm Harness. Okay, okay. I don't want to necessarily give you the best item because you might still lose it and die. But we can certainly spare a Potion of Healing. Great Bear Pelt, no. Let's give you a Fencer's Blades because I'm worried about your melee defense at the current time. Let's give you an Armor of Fortune as well. Oh, wow. All of the follower witches are using Armors of Fortune. Well, you enjoy that. Ignore the Armored of Silvered Steel. We could have actually given you the Rhyme Blade as well. We have a pair of these. It's bizarre that we have so many items of some type. I'm really tempted to just get rid of it. You know what? Screw it. Fuse these Frost Shards armor. Hopefully we can get a better blue. Blood of the Motherland. Passive ability, melee defense +5 and expert charge defense on everybody around. That's nice. In fact, that's so nice. We're probably going to give that to Boris's army. Yeah, this is interesting. Although, then again, do Zargard automatically have expert charge defense? I gotta check that out. I'm not gonna give it to you because I don't want you to lose it. At least not currently. Well, let's give you something else. You need an arcane item and you need a defensive item, not the spell resistance. Although, interestingly enough, we could give you like 100% spell resistance at this point. Opal Amulet? Is there really nothing better? Talisman of Protection. We give you a Seed of Rebirth, but not really. Don't really want to. Warrior Bane is gonna go on your follower guy. I remember we recently gave up a Dawnstone to somebody. Wait, that's not you. That's another Belednig Hospodar, isn't it? What the heck is this? Yeah, I guess it's another Belednig Hospodar. Damn you, similar names. Alrighty, well, regardless, let's get Wand of Jet on you for that power recharge, and then we'll get the Opal Amulet for now. Until we find a better green piece, because I, once again, don't want to give you any of the expensive blue ones. Still potential for you to die. Alright, there you go. Free Blood of the Motherland. Ancillaries for you now. Vodka Distillery useless. I should have done this between the episodes, but I didn't think we'd be doing it. Let's get you a Vagabond. Tax Collector. You know what? Just take a Tax Collector. Not going to be used for much, but whatever. Servant? No, why not? Servant. Ritual Enforcer? No. You're not going to be fighting Slaneshi that much. I don't even know if Pit Fighters work on you. You know what? Maybe we should give you the other unit, the Pit Fighter, instead. Knight Sword, Kislevite Kossar doesn't work on you. Hedge Wizard does, and we definitely should get it. How many more we got? One more. Ataman Administrator? No, useless. Is that all we can get? Step Shepherd Growth? No, that's all we can get. I don't really want a Vodka Distiller or anything like that. I guess we could get a Ritual Enforcer. Yeah, why not? Get a Ritual Enforcer. There you go. And then you can have some items, including a Warrior's Bane, since we can't afford a Tormentor's Sword. Or since we don't have one, rather. Let's give you the Charmed Shield. You don't have a shield, so it's useless. What can we do here that would be useful for you? Melee defense +5. I'll give you a cheap Gambler's Armor for now, until we can get something with an aura. Take the Obsidian Amulet. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have given the Obsidian Amulet to the Spellcaster, because the spell resistance, maybe. Great Bear Pelt, Perfect Vigor, kind of useless. I'm not seeing any enchanted items that we could use here. Yeah, honestly, this isn't a big enough deal, especially since he's not actually fighting right now, because he's not on a bear. He's just running around like an idiot. Let's switch out that Opal Amulet to the to the Obsidian Amulet, in fact. And then I want to switch out the Akshina Informant for the Pit Fighter. Yeah, although the line of sight is nice, I'm pretty sure we can give that to you now. Right? Yeah, you already have it. So we don't need two. Alright, beautiful. Beautiful. Now we can fight. Let's get to it. After all that admin, it seems fairly necessary to do a cinematic battle. Let's see how effective all our cannons are against all these large units that the enemy's got. We're facing off against a Herald of Khorne and a, let's say, medium tier army. But to be fair, a lot of our army is made up of absolute trash, so there's that. Let's get to it. Alrighty, here we go. Great cannons and little groms together. Exciting times for this little army. I'm very, very fond of getting both types of giant cannons together and seeing how they work and how they compare to each other as well, though we will most likely be using them against at least slightly different targets, where the little groms are going to focus the enemy lord, then switch to the enemy soul grinder as soon as they get in range. We'll be using our great cannons to destroy more high-value units, well, less high-value units rather, like the Blade Bearers and the Exalted Demon Notes over here, but simply for the purpose that I find that they're better at doing that than they are at actually killing large targets that are not mounted, because every single shot can kill several models and that depletes the ability of the unit to function. Though I do regret not immediately telling them to target the Flames of Tzeentch. The direction was a little bit iffy because of the tree line here, so not too much we could do about that. Otherwise, it's a pretty simple setup. We have a very basic army, so really we have 3 melee units, the Armored Kossars with the Streltsy behind them, and then a ton of basic Kossars behind those guys. Now it's a simple matter of waiting and hoping that our cannons can do enough damage to the enemy, soften them up enough so that the rest of our basic army can destroy them without too much trouble. It'll be nice to replace a lot of this army with, ooh, there's some fire coming down from the sky from that Lord of Change. Kitten now our caster here, doing a little bit of damage. Ironic considering we could have given her a lot of spell resist, but oh well. Here we go, we've got our own Elemental Bear being summoned and the Saber-Tusk, every time. The Snow Leopard, I keep calling them Saber-Tusk, being summoned. On top of that, the enemy Lord of Change is running up ahead. Oh, wow. I assume that that's a bug, but that looks really cool. That's a bug, right? That's gotta be a bug. That looks too cool to be to not be a bug. As weird as that may seem. But yeah, so this guy, like an idiot, decided to fly ahead of the rest of his forces, which means all of our Streltsy are currently shooting him, and he's gonna drop down real quick if we have anything to say about it. Also, our summoned Elemental Bear is gonna breathe on those Exalted Demonettes, who have now dropped to about half HP, while our Snow Leopard rushes the enemy Forsaken, at the very least to distract them while our cannons and our range units keep firing. Alright, looks like where our Streltsy are hitting the enemy, our Kossars are missing. And, oh, you're gonna drop down to deal with the Elemental Bear? Bad idea, buddy. You almost did. And he's still really glowy, isn't he? Alrighty, but you won't be glowy for much longer as the guns are gonna take you down. Beautiful job, everybody. And it looks like they actually landed their Rotflies on the Elemental Bear as well, which is a terrible idea by the AI, because that just allows us to distract more units and allows us to keep killing them. Now over on the side here, the enemy Plague Drones as well as the enemy Furies have dropped down among our relatively weaker range units. Fortunately, our Demigryphs were waiting exactly for this moment and have charged both units. The Rotflies are now surrounded with the Demigryphs with halberds, hitting them in the back, even if they are going to probably do a decent amount of damage to our Streltsy. Over on the side, we have our Flamers attacking, who are probably going to do fairly nice damage to our other unit of Demigryphs with halberds, though they are now also surrounding this the Soul Grinder here, who unfortunately was not killed by the little Groms, but did get down to a little bit lower than half HP by the time he was here. The Halberdiers, or the Demigryphs with halberds, should be able to take him down, I would think, as they are specialized to do this sort of job. Alrighty, and how are you in terms of HP? Well, you're getting banished and you've got 5 to 10% remaining, and down you go, buddy, down you go. We also had some units firing at you at the same time. And the battle is looking like it's going to be over fairly quickly. I mean, not surprising considering the enemy didn't have a full stack, but there is a unit of flamers that's been doing a fairly good job at damaging our demigriffs, which we're going to have charge it directly. In fact, both units of demigriffs are going to charge it directly as soon as they're not needed to deal with this Herald of Khorne. Although I think our Ice Switch is perfectly capable of handling that, at least if a stat comparison is to be believed. Otherwise, the rest of the enemy units are non-threatening or otherwise dead. It's really just the elites like the flamers that need to be killed, plus the Lord, but the Lord is a low level and it's thus irrelevant. Alrighty, here come the demigriffs. This battle is absolutely the show of the demigriffs. Also, I do find it interesting that the colors on the demigriffs, like using the Kislevite colors on the Empire forces, makes the Empire forces look really Tzeentchian. They're almost like pink and purple like the Tzeentchian guys are, right? Like, I feel like they would fit right in with the Forsaken and the Horrors and all that sort of stuff, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, I believe that's the end of this battle. We're going to move everybody together and, as usual, get a Saliak's Lullaby or two going, especially to heal up one of our demigriff units, the one that was being attacked by the that set of flamers, which did lose 10 models. Fortunately, that's not so many models that we can't heal nicely out of this, so I'm not super concerned. Just waiting for one more Saliak's Lullaby. Our artillery were shooting these guys, but unfortunately, because of their, accuracy against the units that are not blobbed up, they weren't really able to do anything about that, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter. I do believe the army should die either way, and if one unit survives, who cares? Alrighty, not too bad. 53 losses is pretty minimal, even though our army did take a little bit of damage. The armored Kossars here did get charged and hit by a few things, including that Soul Grinder, which managed to make it through the continuous fire from our little Groms, which, interestingly, did about on par with the great cannons there. Our demigriffs also did fairly well, especially the ones that finished off that Soul Grinder for us, and were quite useful in destroying enemy units that were able to fly and thus land among our lines. But otherwise, I think the best unit, I guess, was the Streltsy unit. Interesting. Interesting, but perhaps not surprising. Streltsy are pretty damn solid. Alrighty, well with that, I guess we could heal to full, although if we're in our own territory, is there any real need? I mean, we do want to proceed elsewhere as well. And it's not that much money. You know what? If we get Saliak provides, we... Oh, we're freaking suffering attrition here. Right. Oh, we got something new. Blizzard Brooch. Stock and Unspottable. Huh. Interesting. Too bad we don't have a lord that can, you know, sit on a little Grom and fire. That would be nice. Oh, right. This annoying garbage. I really dislike that. Like, I really, really dislike that. It shouldn't automatically switch you off to a worst mount without asking. Oh well. You could start taking these territories. I mean, yes, you could also push up here. The thing is, Boris is there, and I think he'll be doing just fine by himself. He doesn't need that help. So let's start moving you down here. Let's try to take Fort Ostrosk, and then all this stuff. If we take enough stuff here, we might be able to build up our Zargard building, because we can't make room for it in the Hell Pit, and we can't make room for it in Prague, which means that we gotta make room for it somewhere else, right? So yeah, and we do really want it. Also, weirdly enough, it looks like the Shadow Legion is not going to, in fact, attack us at Prague, which I'm perfectly fine with. If they're not going to siege us, then we're not really needed to go over here. Someone will eventually kill this, or they'll die themselves due to attrition or some other force. Alrighty. Now that you guys are good, Beledna, you're good, Critical Failure, and Velasi, Ritsto, you're waiting for a new army, so you're probably going to be here for ages. Next up, let's see if we got any buildings that we can build on the cheap. You church, now we're probably going to delete most of the churches here in the Wolfland, so we don't really need this. Cursed City, nothing here gives us a crazy benefit, although the extra leadership under siege is not too bad. I'm not willing to invest 5k into this right now. Ooh, although global recruitment duration -2 turns, that's actually pretty damn good. Actually, you know what, that really helps us. Never mind, we're gonna build this. Because I was thinking we need to build a Zargard building here, but we don't necessarily if we can globally recruit them from somewhere else. The fact that it's at 3 turns is going to be a lot better. I mean, granted, we'll have to pay a premium to recruit them via global, nearly twice as much, but still. Although it'll be annoying the fact that we have to build a lot of them in this army, because this is going to be a primarily infantry-based force with some Streltsy as support. I just want to make sure that it's different enough from Uragni and Boris's armies. Anyway, I believe that's it for buildings, unless I'm mistaken. Plain Tzar, not something we can afford right now. We need more cash. Same with Carrick Vlag. Even though we are positive right now, that may change shortly. Who knows? So let's skip the rest of this. Building upgrade, hero not moved, end turn. And it's time to head here with the Uragni. Go. And there is always work for Uragni to do.
What ails you, friend?
Alrighty, now let's see. Military alliance payments, you do... no, 34? No thanks. Alright, it looks like these guys are running. Yeah, they're not gonna siege it again. We'll be fine. Haute Couture, what is this? Cassidy Colas, a traveling clothier, sets up her stall, offering garments tailored so masterfully that they are like a second skin. All who don her garments become consumed by self-obsession, forever admiring their own reflections and refusing all other duties. Undeterred, countless more queue out the door. That's actually kind of neat. Okay, I like that. I like that little tidbit. Let's see, Uragni, do you need to keep? Yeah, you need to keep. I was wondering about the magical reserves. Let's start heading towards the Sentinels. It's all screwy because of the corruption, but it's okay. Uragni fears no corruption. All right, what do we need to build here? Darkhold. I deleted something for some reason, but I no longer remember what it was. We don't need this here, though we could replace here. I guess we go for the market square. Yeah, let's go for the market square. I hope that wasn't something else that we needed here, but it's too late now. Let's see. Purge the Steppes, I think, is also no longer needed here. Let's go for Awakening. Although the plus control and the minus enemy movement range might be helpful. But anyway, Awaken the land for now. We need more cash. Ever more cash, please. Next up, who do we have here? Pioneer, research rate, and yeah, research rate. I barely needed to look at the other one. Ooh, who do we have here? Oh, yeah, these guys are running. You keep running. You keep doing that. Alrighty, now Boris, you briefly build the breastworks to the final level, and you might as well get this upgrade as well. How are we doing here? These guys are just sitting here. How are you just sitting here? You're reading me out. You're reading out the Temple of Heimkel as well. Ooh, and we're finally growing in this territory, so we'll actually be able to upgrade it. Ah, man, that would be swell. The thing is, if we move Boris, and then we won't get the benefit of upgrading this quicker, right? If we move him, like, let's say, wait. We move him here. This will now take 3 turns, and then this will take 4 turns rather than 2 and 1. But this isn't 3 turns anyway, so we might, in theory, be able to take Siok Tracket and then come back, should we desire to do so. I'll think about it. We still want to destroy this faction so they don't come back for us. Plus, we can link up with our other territories and with Kislev, and that all sounds pretty nice to me. Alrighty, next up we have Beledna Gospodar. You need to keep moving. You got territories to take. Go for Fort Ostrosk. Ooh, I wonder if this guy's going to try to defend Fort Ostrosk. Interesting. Let's move it. Oh, he's got a... oh, that's actually good. We might actually be able to draw him out into a field battle. Although, that's a lot of units. And this army is, after all, still kind of garbage. I gotta not get cocky with this army. Like, if this has 3 Stonehorns, it's not gonna win against it. Not unless it gets another retrofit. So we'll see. In the meantime, let's get that exotic animal pen buffed up. Prague, do you need to do anything right now? Just this, and I don't think we really care about the recruit ranks for this stuff. Although the corruption in adjacent provinces might be useful later on. Interesting that the Cursed City actually reduces corruption. Beledna failure. Critical failure.
Rise wisdom from them. I should have stopped.
Well, you got a failure, but you didn't die, so it wasn't a critical failure. So, you know, I'm somewhat mollified. Next up, buildings. Buildings. What do we got? Wolf lands. Wait, why aren't we collecting income here? 290? Collect it. Collect it. Go for it. Wolflands, what do we need? Nothing, we just built it. We just built you as well. World's Edge Mountains, can't afford it. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good then. Alright, Uragni and Boris. I guess it's time for you to actually... Wait, actually, Uragni will probably take a couple turns before he reaches the orcs, won't he? Yeah, also, you want to take back your bear, please? This buffs up your HP, it does nothing to your speed, it gives you armor piercing. Yeah, okay. Stop switching our damn mounts around. Warbear. Warbear. This item is currently assigned to Vladimir What? What do you mean this item is currently assigned to Vladimir What? Okay, he almost stole somebody else's bear? I didn't just steal somebody else's bear just now, did I? I don't know, that was weird. That was weird. We got a bear shortage here, people. Oh, I don't even know what's going on anymore. You can switch to the bear, please. There you go. And you don't have a mount, or at least until you get the bear. You can't, however, get impassioned. Also, you're mortal now. Get that. And get Earthing as well, although Crystal Sanctuary might have been useful, but we'll get it later on. Alrighty, and I believe that's another end turn for us. Not much to do this particular turn, but hopefully next one will be a little bit more interesting, so let's skip that. And let's go. Boris, go for Siok Traken. Wait, do we actually want to take Siok Traken? Winterpire, Krakadorden. I mean, we can take all this. The problem with taking all this is this. Everybody's gonna come south from up there. I mean, the thing is, we could go half-seas. We could take Siok Traken and then stop at Krakadrak, which should be a pretty decent location to defend at. And it's owned by the Chaos Rebel Uprising, which means it's basically a free territory for us. Yeah, fine, we'll do that. Alright, skip, go, next. Hey, they finally decided to attack at the Temple of Heimkel, and oh, they've got some nice stuff in here. They've got 3 Doom Knights as well as 2 Lords of Change and another wow. Huh. Will we win this? Because these are just going to go over the walls and destroy anything up there. Our units are trash. Oh, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting to want to make another cinematic battle, but if we get to see, like, most of our units get killed by elites, that might be fun. Because how are we to stop the Doom Knights? I just don't see a way. Oh, this should be a fun time. Let's get to it. I hope the Temple of Heimkel doesn't die, but who knows? Alrighty, here we go. Yet again, we fight to hold the Temple of Heimkel. Now, I'm pretty excited about this battle, at least in part because I think we might lose. I mean, the forces in terms of numbers, we only have 2 more units than they do, and all of our units are super basic, while they have 3 frickin' units of Doom Knights, which, incidentally, I love. One of my favorite units in the 3rd game, at least by virtue of appearances, but they're also quite good at what they do. You gotta love those Doom Knights. Oh, look at that. Definitely gonna build an army like that when I play as the Tzeentch forces. But anyway, they got 3 units of Doom Knights, a unit of regular Knights of Tzeentch, and 2 Lords of Change, if nothing else, as well, rather, as all of their horrors and several units of Forsaken, so definitely strong. The only thing we've got going for us, really, considering our army is absolute trash and primarily basic Kossars, is the fact that we have towers. Will they be enough, is the question, I suppose. There's also the fact that the Doom Knights, despite their armor and stuff, are still fairly vulnerable to range fire, so perhaps we could do something there, but yeah, you gotta love these units. Alright, and here they come. They're going to open the battle with some Tzeentch pink fire going down. The Furies are going to lead the way, which does make sense, as they will get destroyed pretty much immediately. Oh, it's the same glowy bug on the Lord of Change there. Ooh, look at that spell, though. You gotta love all the fancy Tzeentchian spell we're going down. Oh, and the little mini vortex is going to go down. I forget the name of the spell, but yeah, it spawns several little vortexes like that, and it looks like it's doing pretty good damage. The immediate cast basically halves the HP left on this Kossar unit, and it's going to keep traveling through the rest. We are trying to do damage with our range shots, but as you can see, we're losing HP, and the enemy is not, at least not on any of their Doom Knights. They're all shielded, and only the Furies have thus far taken damage. Over on this side, we have been trying to distract this little force as much as possible with our 2 units of Kossovite Dervishes. The enemy Lord, as well as those Knights of Tzeentch, or Chaos Knights rather, of Tzeentch, as well as a Forsaken unit. If they could not join this portion of the battle for as long as possible, that would be real swell. Otherwise, yeah, it's just a matter of trying to do as much damage with our range units as possible. Let's watch the carnage. Time to summon our Elemental Bear as well. A lot of the enemy Doom Knights have all essentially stopped here on our unit of Zargard, which means while they're together is a good time to try to breathe on them with our Elemental Bear. Unfortunately, almost sensing it, the enemy charges the Elemental Bear with the Lord of Change and stops the breath, so we're going to have to go into melee with it. And it looks like our unit of Kossars and our unit of Zargard, or 2 units of Kossars, 1 unit of Armored Kossars, 1 unit of regular Kossars, and 1 unit of Zargard are just about done for. We are moving our 2nd unit of Zargard in to try to help us out here, but yeah, it's not looking so great so far. Damn, unfortunately, the longer we delay the enemy, the more time we have to build up towers. We are currently building our first tower, a piercing tower to go through all that armor, as well as hopefully do something towards against those Lords of Change. At the very least, I have been trying to focus down individual units, and this unit of Doom Knights is down to only, maybe 25% HP, though they still maintain all 14 or 15 of their models. Yeah. Not a lot of model kills, unfortunately, which I'm hoping our piercing tower can do something about. And they've already come back, so they lifted off and then they're coming back. Hopefully they don't land amongst our Kossars. No, it looks like they're going for the Zargard yet again, so we can still keep firing for a little while as yet. Gotta love all the cinematic shots from all the Tzeentchian effects and stuff. Very nice, very nice. Oh, and down goes, unfortunately, our Elemental Bear. Let's see what the damage is. The enemy Doom Knights are in a pretty bad way. These guys have dropped to about half of their models, but have also down to like 15% HP, and the other 2 are also pretty bad. I decided to focus the Doom Knights completely with all of our range fire. I don't know if that was the right decision, as opposed to focusing the Lords of Change, but considering the Lords of Change don't have a lot of armor compared to the Doom Knights, but they're also single models, and I felt like perhaps the piercing towers would be better off attacking the Lords of Change while our range units kill the Doom Knights. I'm not sure, especially since the Doom Knights, by virtue of their model count, can destroy a lot of our units faster, in my opinion, than the Lord of Change can. And we can reduce their DPS by virtue of the loss of each individual model, right? Whereas the Lord of Change will continue its DPS at roughly the same amount, basically until it dies. It's essentially the Stonehorn scenario all over again. Do you kill ogres when you have a trash army, or do you kill the Stonehorns? And again, my opinion is that when you have a trash army, you go for the ogres, or in this case, the Doom Knights. Speaking of the Doom Knights, it looks like they're almost all gone now. There's 6 units remaining here, but they're also down to like 5% HP. And I believe there's a couple more of them floating around somewhere, but the Doom Knights at least are basically out of the picture. Also, as we can see, we've now switched to firing on the Lord of Change, including with our piercing tower, and this one's in pretty bad shape as well, though the other one is perfectly fine at the current time. Let's check the balance of power right now. It's still very much in their favor, and we've lost about half our army, whereas they've lost about 75% of theirs. I do gotta point out that they have lost most of their elites rather. Minus 1 unit of Chaos Knights and minus the second Lord of Change. There we go. The first one goes down, but the second one remains. Over here, however, the enemy Chaos Knights are getting ready for a charge, and hopefully for their, sake, to take our key building here. We're going to turn around our Kossars and together with our Patriarch fire into them and hopefully brace ourselves to not die. We're also going to retarget our towers at the Knights as well, while all of our remaining range units try to, kill. What other thing could they be doing? Banish the other Lord of Change. hopefully reducing the amount of casts available to him. We're also basically out of ammo on several of our units, including our armored Kossars, which I believe are very, very close to being unable to fire now. There we go. This unit of armored Kossars is completely out now. Fortunately, that unit of Forsaken is also done, and I think that Lord of Change is about ready to drop as well. That's a lovely effect. But it's not too lovely to keep you alive, buddy. Too much arrow fire for you to take, especially with that lack of armor. Alrighty, yeah, you gotta love all those nice shots. Now, the Knights of Tzeentch have charged, but they have taken quite a bit of damage from our piercing tower. Luckily, I've also tried to send in our Patriarch to sort of prevent these pink horrors from firing, but it looks like one single smaller model is just not enough to force them to engage like that. There's still a few very badly damaged Doom Knights flying around, and I guess the good thing for them is they get their barrier back up so that they'll take extra shots. And yeah, that unit of pink horrors of Tzeentch is certainly doing work for the enemy, having already killed 45 units and continuing to fire. Unfortunately, we need to deal with the Chaos Knights, the regular Chaos Knights, not the Doom Knights, before we deal with those pink horrors. Also, on top of all that, we can see that the balance of power remains very much in the enemy's favor. They still have a 15-level Lord, plus 2 more units, a Forsaken unit and an Exalted pink horrors of Change, plus a Cultist running around back here, whereas we've dropped very, very much down to 500 units. Looks like one more unit of Forsaken of Tzeentch being shot up over here, and I think that one's going to shatter shortly. The Doom Knights, I think, are gone again, and both of them are gone again. Man, they just keep coming back. In and out, in and out. Apparently, not only what Slaanesh is about. They're like Skaven, basically. They attack, they rout, they attack, they rout, they attack. Come on, either shatter or die. Pick a lane. Let's see. Oh, that spell that's a cool looking spell. Not as familiar with Tzeentchian spells, obviously, as I have not yet played as the Oracles. Alright, it looks like the Doom Knights, luckily, are just about done for, though. 3 HP remaining. So the question will be whether our towers and our remaining units are sufficient to fight a Lord, a Hero, and 2 full units. Plus, whatever else the Doom Knights can manage. Oh, and actually, this unit of Pink Horrors is still frickin' alive. Killed 72 units by now, damn. And they're getting a little bit of support from those Doom Knights as well. I think for the enemy, definitely this one unit of Pink Horrors is absolutely the heroes of this. We also got to be careful because that Lord is still there, and as we can see, can still cast stuff. Is that a Ruby Ring of Ruin, or is that something the enemy cultist is doing, I wonder? Alright, come on, keep fighting those horrors. I really wish that the armored Kossars wouldn't have such a damn tough time fighting Pink Horrors in melee. Come on now. Alrighty, how are we doing over here? We did send our Zargard in mostly to distract the enemy Exalted Pink Horrors, but also to prevent them from hopefully capturing this location. At the current time, we also have a decent amount of new towers coming up. There's a Piercing Tower over there. There should be another tower being built shortly. We're at 1200 after all. And hopefully that'll help with killing the enemy Herald. Unfortunately, this tower can't actually shoot the enemy Herald because every shot smashes into this rock. So this is, I think, some very nice accidental positioning by the enemy. Alrighty, lots of arrows still going. Cultist running around as well. Cultist is a pretty nice model. Alrighty, here come the other armored Kossar unit, not the great weapon kind. They just have to be here to distract the enemy. Hopefully this capture will not happen, but it looks like it will because it's still climbing, even though, we're getting some lag now. Hopefully that's not the end of this battle. Might be getting a crash. See what happens. Sometimes this happens and sometimes it fixes itself. Might be my video card though. No? Okay, there we go. It did fix itself. Ooh. Close one. Alrighty. Looks like a unit of Kossars are going to have to fight to the death here. We are still balance of power in their favor, and now we're down to 320 troops, and they're down to 140. Though their troop count matters a lot less than ours, in my opinion, due to the fact that, once the spell's coming down. It might also be the fact that the towers and the spells keep going, which is what's causing the lag here. But yeah, their troop count matters a lot less because they have their lord and their hero, and we're gonna have a tough time bringing those guys down. And in fact, as you can see, the patriarch that I have is trying to stay away from any enemies, because if our patriarch dies, then uh-oh, well, that's not good. Just got hit by a fireball there. Yeah, if he dies, I expect that our army will actually rout, especially considering their hero and their lord are thus far completely unharmed, even if their regular army units are just about to die. We just gotta maintain. We gotta keep building and upgrading our towers so that they can do the damage for our units. Man, this one is a nail biter. It is so close. And still the balance of power favors the enemy. Alright, the last of our arrows. We're almost out of ammunition on the last of our units that still had our ammunition. As you can see, some of our Kossars are just straight up chasing enemy units like those Forsaken now. I'm just trying to stab them with their weak little spears. Alright, last units of those pink horrors are looking like they're about to die. Man, I'm surprised they haven't dissipated. They're down to 300 HP, 12 models. How are you not banished yet? Damn. I think it's by virtue of the fact that we have so few troops remaining ourselves. Now at this point I'm trying to surround the enemy lord with as many units as we can. The armored Kossars are trying to work at it, and he's actually trying to get out of combat rather than fight. Hoping that some of our towers can do something to him, but they have not been super effective thus far. Mostly because of their accuracy. And I think, oh, he's actually chasing our Patriarch. This is actually a very nice move by the AI. Because if he kills the Patriarch, I think we lose. Oh, that looks like a hit there. Patriarch's down to 388 HP. 2 more hits will kill him. We gotta get this guy locked up. But he just won't engage. There we go. It looks like finally, after being chased all the way from over there, the armored Kossars managed to engage him. But just as he casts another AoE spell, and we have to get the heck out of here or lose all of our units, and then probably suffer army losses, causing us to chain rout. Damn, this is close. We are now down to 192 units, and the enemy's down to, well, its lord and its hero, both of which remain, thus far, completely unharmed. I just want to continue pointing out that our towers have been firing this entire time. And we have more towers now. 3 piercing towers, 1 arrow tower coming up, and then another arrow tower coming up somewhere over here as well in a few seconds. And yeah, this guy's still at full HP. He's surprisingly decent at surviving in melee like this, especially against these armored Kossars, which are whacking away at him, but apparently it's not enough. And that's with the towers helping. Well, quote-unquote helping, because as we can see, they ain't doing too much right now. And this guy just keeps disengaging, damn. The annoyance of fighting these Tzeentch units. Oh, it looks like one of those actually managed to hit, or at least it looked like it. Yeah, see, there we go. Finally one hit, and he actually managed to lose some HP. But honestly, our units are suffering a lot more than he is to his AoE attacks. I was really not expecting this battle to happen. Man, the Temple of Heimkel is, I don't know, either cursed or blessed by virtue of the fact that it keeps getting enemy armies that are stronger than what's here attacking it. If we had the cash, I would absolutely get a separate lord and station him here permanently. I feel like at some point Skarbrand is going to come down here and just raise the Temple of Heimkel for good. Alrighty, let's see what you're at now, buddy. Towers are still firing. You're nearing to half HP, but we've dropped another 20 units down to 172. The enemy hero is also running around at roughly full HP, and towers are attacking him. I just want to show you guys. This is a level 2, I think, here. No, it's a level 1 arrow tower. Let's just look at the accuracy here. Fire again for us, tower. Nothing, 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 nothing. Not even close. So basically, arrow towers are pretty much completely useless against individual heroes like this. They can't lead, and they can't even... Oh, one hit there. Oh, another hit. Oh, never mind. There you go. You almost did, I don't know, 33% damage to his barrier. Good job. I guess when he's running in a straight line like this, away from you, it's a little bit easier to hit. Not that they've done anything thus far. Similarly, same thing's going on over here. This guy, still a freaking live. And the towers keep smashing into our own units and not really damaging him at all. I mean, you would think that considering that this unit's essentially been standing still for like 5 minutes, that our towers would actually manage to hit him, especially the piercing towers, but no. I guess the model is far too small. they're okay at destroying giants and all that sort of stuff. But this, once again, huge problem. I don't even have much to say about this anymore. It's just waiting for him to hopefully die by virtue of our towers faster than by virtue, or faster than he can kill us. He's down to about 33%, maybe 25% HP. And he's still going. He's like the Energizer demon. I guess the headcanon can be that the demons really want to destroy or retake the temple. I don't know what the Temple of Heimkel actually is. I assume it's some kind of Norscan thing because it was a Norscan settlement. Oh man, how many units are we down to? Oh, one of our units is actually getting ready to rout. These two are also wavering as well. Gotta be real careful. I've also sent our Patriarch all the way over on this side of the map so that they can't accidentally one-shot him, or on purpose one-shot him, and thereby just win the battle. And he's still not frickin' dissipating. He's shaken by 805 HP. We gotta make sure he can't recover his barrier, though. We are now at 116 troops. Damn. So close. Come on, we need one more hit from one of these towers, damn it. How are you missing this constantly? Honestly, if the towers just hit like every fifth shot, these guys would have been dead like 5 minutes ago. But no, they're gonna keep shooting over his head. Might be some issue with the aiming AI for the towers as well. Like, it's suspicious just how much they miss at units that never move. Like, I feel like towers should be programmed to adjust their aim if they constantly miss a unit that is standing essentially still, you know what I mean? Because whoever's operating the tower would adjust their aim. They wouldn't keep shooting them. Oh, that looks like finally a hit, and that final hit did indeed bring down the enemy lord. Unfortunately, the fact that the enemy lord is dead does not mean that their cultist is going to follow suit. He's not going to immediately rout. He's going to keep on fighting. So good job to the cultist. Nice, nice. I love the bombardment and then move away. That was a pretty good move, cultist. Credit where it's due, absolutely. And what are we at now? 91 troops remaining. More and more of our troops are ready to rout. It's so freaking close. Look at our HP on all of our units, and look at our lord, our numbers. Ooh, we have one more unit coming back here. I was actually going to send it over there to capture that supply location so we can build a couple more towers, but it did not work out in the sense that I felt that he was needed here. Also, as you can see, our towers are just not hitting this guy. And just like the other guy. And our arrow towers are failing as well. We can see where they're... Look at where those shots are going. What are you aiming at? Oh, the worst archers. Shouldn't we have, like, the best archers in the land? Or at least some of the best archers sitting in these towers? Maybe not. Maybe they're just using, like, levies or something garbagey. And the best archers are gone into the ice guard. And considering there's only, like, 4 shots every once in a while... Pick some people who are actually trained to fire. Same with whoever's operating those lightning towers. Damn. And more shots just going by and not hitting anything. While he keeps killing our troops, we're down to 83 now. Another unit about to rout, exhausted, wavering. Enemies at about, what, 66% HP? Looks like he did manage to get a hit with the piercing tower, though the non-piercing towers are still failing. In fact, if I were to play this again, I would probably replace all the level 2 arrow towers with more piercing towers. Yes, the piercing towers miss constantly, but a single hit will deplete, like, I don't know, 15% of his HP. Whereas these guys, a single arrow isn't going to do much damage, and on top of that, they seem to miss pretty much every arrow anyway. No real point to having these towers at all, is there? I swear, I'm just watching to try to see at least one of the arrows hit. Still no. Oh, it's a nice attack animation, though. And what are you at? It looks like he's finally wavering, dropping down to 40% HP. Hey, we just gotta make him rout. We are at balance of powers nearly even now. We're at 75 troops, but he's gonna get another spell off. We're gonna try to move away so that we hopefully don't lose so many units that the chain rout happens. Oh, man. Who's gonna rout first? Army losses will definitely cause a chain rout on our side. I'm so glad I managed to keep the Patriarch alive, though. Otherwise, this would not have gone nearly as long. And he's out of his wavering. Damn it, we need a piercing tower to manage to hit him. Come on. You got this. Somebody. Please. Not the arrow towers, because they're incompetent. And was that a hit? Was it a hit? I don't know if it was a hit, but it looks like he's wavering again. Come on. There we go, that one was a hit. That one was definitely a hit. He got knocked down, and he won't get up again. Well, he will, but he won't get up again and fight, because he is done for, and the battle is finally over with 61 troops to our name, and our garbage arrow towers contributing absolutely nothing to this victory. I mean, just look at this. Just look at this. What are you doing, towers? Hey, I think that was actually one hit. Finally. I guess if they're running directly towards him, they can manage to land one. But otherwise, yeah, not so much. I just want to watch the arrow towers now, because this is just pissing me off. Like, look at this. And yeah, I know that they weren't designed for this. They were designed to hit blobby units. It's just I just find it kind of funny. Anyway, there we go. Oh, that thing would have probably finished him off, or maybe it did. I don't remember if he dies or not, but a Pyrrhic, a very Pyrrhic victory. I almost wish that there was another word that's even more Pyrrhic. Like, you know, if we had like 300 troops remaining, it would have still called it a Pyrrhic victory, but we basically came down to like 0.1% of dying, so... yeah, very fun. Very, very fun. I really enjoyed that battle, and I couldn't stop smiling the whole time. Man, oh man, definitely one of the closest battles I've had. Certainly, I think the closest one in Warhammer 3, or definitely top 3. It was a fine battle at that, though once again, I think that battle really goes to show just how trash the towers are at hitting anything that isn't a blob. I mean, we had both the piercing towers, which are the snipey towers, and the arrow towers, and they were just not hitting these guys at all. I mean, damn. Ooh, alright, it looks like that cultist actually does survive, but hopefully the army is dead nonetheless. We are going to heal up in case the cultist comes back by himself. Wait, he's a hero, so he can't, right? 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 Hopefully there's no other army. Oh, and it's actually a bad thing that some of these units survive, because these ones will be at full HP, as we've learned before, whereas all these ones will take time to heal. So that's an annoyance. But yeah, looks like the Temple of Heimkel lives yet again. Oh, I'm shocked, but I'm happy about it. You want us to join war against the Sarl? I don't see the point why we would do that. They're far away, and it's just another enemy that'll beeline it towards us, even though we have things to do. Hey, Uragni Lopatin's back, the little Uragni that was named after a legend. You have a Warbear. Mount gained Warbear. Why are you on a horse? Why are you on a horse? I don't understand. Oh, you gained 2. Are you kidding me? It gains them both at the same time, and it gives you the worst one. That's what you're telling me right now. Okay. That's stupid, because he clearly just reached rank 11, and we never applied the points. Yeah, so basically... nobody tested this mode at all, did they? Or the way that thing works. Anyway, I guess you're gonna join this army as well, especially since we have a lot of infantry in it. But anyway, I think that'll be something that we will deal with next time, as well as what exactly we're going to do with this army. Looks like there might be... oh. Okay, that's kind of concerning. There's actually more ogres here than I was thinking that there would be. They're gonna win this fight, no problem, and this army by itself, I fear, will not be able to hold that. So perhaps we might actually be better off not advancing here, and maybe even recruiting some Zargard via global recruitment. We could also build Streltsy out of this location, but unfortunately then we would have to march to Prague. Fortunately the Help It can defend itself. Anyway, I think that'll be something we have to decide or think about next time, because I am going to call it. This is probably gone over long, or maybe not, I don't know. I never know when there's two cinematic battles, but they were pretty fun, so stay tuned for more. Yerogny's going to be able to move down here, and Boris is going to be able to attack another location. He won't have to return to Temple of Heimkel since we managed to win that. Otherwise, lots and lots of battles to come. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.